Heirloom, The Furthest Corners. Full EP we're doing here, guys. We got 8 tracks. Heirloom just recently released their debut EP, The Furthest Corners. Like I said, 8 tracks, 22 minutes, 31 seconds. And what I already love most about this EP is that they, on track 7, Bear the Weight, they have let us know that it's an interlude. I love that. Shut up, phone. So I love that. I love when bands let us know that there is an interlude, and, so I already put the NA on the grade there, because as you guys have seen from, if you checked out my album reactions or anything on Patreon, I don't really typically grade the interlude and stuff like that. I kind of just focus more on the actual songs. But it's 10 a.m. right now where I live. I got my morning coffee here. I'm ready to dive in to Heirloom's EP here. I've heard a number of these tracks already because they've been out, such as The Furthest Corners, Accuser, Leshen, and Heart and Spine, I believe. But we're going to go back and listen to them all again, and let's see what we get. So here we go. Heirloom, The Furthest Corners. Let's go. Oh, this is the song that starts off with, I took a leap of faith. I took a leap of faith. Yes, the Dexter Kill Room. Heart and Spine. That's the name of a song. The way you venture with me to the furthest corners of humanity. I found the edge of the earth, and I took a leap of faith. Hell yeah. So that was Heirloom, The Furthest Corners. Yes, I think this is probably my favorite Heirloom track to date. I think this is just a really rock-solid metalcore track here. You got that nice hook with the keys, the dun, dun, dun. I get that like Moss to Flames feel, even some Waged War a little bit in there, especially with the riffs and stuff like that. Kind of remind me of that. Cool breakdown there at the end. This is just a solid track. I think I'd probably go about an 8 out of 10 on this one. I do enjoy this track. I think this is actually on the Core Under playlist right now. It's a really just a solid metalcore track. I think my only bugaboos, if you will, is that I'm looking forward to hopefully with some of these other tracks that I haven't heard. I want to find those elements that really make heirloom. Because I definitely am a big proponent of just kind of compete, if you will, and then get then kind of find your sound as you continue to progress, and that's okay. I think that if you're doing just really good metalcore, that's fine with me. But there'll be the nerds online who will be like, that sounds like every other band I've ever heard in my life. But then that's what they'll do, which it doesn't really matter. But anyway, yeah, let's check out Accuser. I have heard this one. I believe we did a reaction to this over on the True Shot channel. Let's check it out again and let's see what Accuser's all about. Here we go.
Not everything's so personal. Twisting words to put into my mouth, to fuel your ever-growing ego. Maybe if you actually listen to me, these problems wouldn't be as they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be as they are. Past judgments so easily freely. Why is this so hard for you to say your faults?
Very bouncy riffs. That's a cool riff. I do like that riff.
Why is this so hard for you to say your faults?
Accuser. It's a good chorus, man.
Does it help you sleep at night? Accuser, trust accuser. Past judgments so easily freely. Why is it so hard for you to say your faults? Does it help you sleep at night? To reach from the speck in my eye, while you got lost in your own.
All right, Heirloom, Accuser. My apologies. I'm getting over a nasty cold here. No COVID, I promise. But anyway, Heirloom, Accuser. Again, just a solid metalcore track. I thought that the chorus here, that Accuser, that's catchy. That main riff was pretty tight. I did like the Furthest Corners more. I think I'd probably go about a 7 on Accuser. This was just a very kind of I know this word, it kind of gets a negative connotation, but a kind of a safer track. Just very melodic, kind of easy to listen to, digestible. There's nothing wrong with that. I just personally like a little bit more oomph in some parts. But this was an easy to listen to, groovy track, fun main riff. And that Accuser part, live, I could see that, once people get more and more familiar with the music. That's a great crowd interaction moment in the making. So I'm going about a 7 on Accuser. Let's check out Waiting Room. I don't think I've heard this one. Here we go. Okay.
I've been yearning for better days, kept awake miserably, but I'd rather live in agony than lack in their company. But I won't be soon. They come comfortable, just sitting in the waiting room, wrapping until dawn. What I am sure I won't be soon.
The Keys have made a return for this song. This riff right here really reminds me of Envisions, I believe, is the band I'm thinking of.
I'd rather just live there. I'd rather live my life paranoid of what comes after, instead of just matching my own disaster. They come too comfortable, just sitting in the waiting room, wrapping until dawn. What I am sure I won't be soon. Sleeping my life away, sharing this body with many beds. Who's to say what the fuck comes after this? What will come after this? Yearning for better days.
That bass cutting through, that's cool.
Living in agony. Never looking in the rearview. And I know I can't forget. My mind wants to erase it. Like blowing rain. From time to time, unsatisfied with being complacent. They come too comfortable, just sitting in the waiting room, wrapping until dawn. What I am sure I won't be soon.
Yeah, that's a good scream right there.
Sharing this body with many beds. Who's to say what the fuck comes after this?
All right, so that was Heirloom Waiting Room. Yeah, man, I thought that, really cool riffs in this really reminded me of Envisions, that main riff. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's like, oh, wither in the cold, staring out my soul. I can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head, but it really reminded me of that track. This obviously had a much more melancholic feel. The guitar tones were really, really cool. I thought this one probably hit a little bit harder in some parts than Accuser, but it didn't have that catchiness. So I think I probably put it right on par with Accuser. I thought it was a really cool track, definitely more melancholic, but I did like that one impact there for the breakdown section. Really, just this is rock solid stuff. I know that you see like 7s and you're like, wow, that's not that. A 7 is, this is out of 10, so it's not like a 5 or it's still a 7. It's really solid material. But let's check out Leshen. I believe I've checked this one out in the past. Here we go.
I thought it was said you can't serve two masters, yet you call me the bastard son. A bastard child, woes anyone of
Heirloom Slipknot.
casting them like they're exiles. I try to forgive you when I thought my mind was leaving me.
All right. This is kind of more my speed right here. Oh, I come out of this hot.
They're listening, they trust. They might
big.
I swear I think I'm the only one witnessing your great lie unfold. Keep your little scheme, pay it forward or don't pay it all. Never let back, wasting my life on your walking dead. Break and live the day, get way out of that operate. Honesty souls for the comments of art. With the congregation on short colors, I was told that iron sharpens iron, but your judgments been told me. Honesty souls for the comments of art.
Really liking that bass cutting through. Did it on the last track too. That's cool. Nice little touch.
That iron sharpens iron, but your judgments been told me. I swear I think I'm the only one witnessing your great lie unfold. Keep your little scheme, pay it forward or don't pay it all. Keep your lie, keep your little scheme. Keep your lie, keep your little scheme. Right while it was said you can't serve two masters, yes you call me the bastard son. And bastard trials, woes in the
There's some low-key shredding going on here.
like they're exiled. Honesty souls for the comments of art. With the congregation on short colors, I was told that iron sharpens iron, but your judgments been told me. Honesty souls for the comments of art. With the congregation on short colors, I was told that iron sharpens iron, but your judgments been told me.
All right, Heirloom, Leshen. All right, so overall, definitely more my speed in terms of just the pacing of the track. I really liked the isolated vocal sections. I thought those were cool. Definitely some really cool Slipknot energy coming from this track. The one part that I'm kind of conflicted about is the chorus section. Now, with just the rest of with the way that the rest of the track goes, I'm curious if these guys, when they were working with Chris Davis of the Ghost Inside, who produced these guys, I wonder if they explored a chorus that was more still in the same kind of up-tempo kind of speed as the rest of the track, because I didn't mind the chorus, but I was really enjoying the tempo and the energy that we were getting, and it wasn't a bad chorus. I'm not saying that at all. Was it as catchy as some of like Accuser or something like that? No, I don't think so. I just I really liked that pace that we were having throughout the track, and I wonder if that same kind of energy could have been portrayed in the chorus as well. But either way, I think I still enjoyed this one a little bit more than Accuser and Waiting Room, just because of the overall tempo minus the chorus of the track. I love the isolated vocal sections, and there was vocals everywhere on this. Really good way of leading the entire track. So, Leshen, 7.5. Let's check out Heart and Spine. Yeah, I remember this track with like the vocal effect.
Build your fucking walls. Won't pay the one to save you. I am not God. We are not divine. Now you're just another parasite.
There's nothing better than a riff that goes like down,
Can't trust you when you walk out.
kind of reminds me of like Era. If I'm thinking of the right band. Oh, we got the keys coming back. Okay, that's 3 tracks. You have those keys. I think that's cool. I love that addition. Another build up.
Breaking my heart and my fucking spine.
Okay. What is that riff on this song? I think that actually reminds me of like Fit for a King. Not Era. I'm not sure how I feel about this chorus. Ear-piercing screams, those are sick. Is that a whammy? That snare sounds more noticeable in this track. Heart inspired. Heart inspired. All right, Heirloom, Heart and Spine. I definitely loved the two parts where you kind of had like the vocal build-ups to the drops. I love that breakdown, which it sounded like a whammy in there. I don't know. I don't really feel that great about the chorus, to be totally honest with you. I felt like it was so Jekyll and Hyde from the rest of the track. They only went to it twice, which I thought was the right call there. I didn't particularly. It wasn't particularly like super catchy either. It just kind of seemed like a reversal of feels, and not really my thing. However, the rest of the track kind of made up for it. So I'm gonna go with 7 on Heart and Spine. Or like, here's the thing that I'm finding with a lot of these songs is that a lot of them are like, if you took elements from these first 5 tracks, the Furthest Corners, Accuser, Waiting Room, Leshen, Heart and Spine, and you could like patchwork them together, I'd be all in, because there's a lot of different parts from all these songs that I really, really like, some more than others. Like, for example, the Furthest Corners, if you had that with like the chorus of like an Accuser, or you know, even like a breakdown from like Heart and Spine there with like that whammy breakdown, it'd be really, really awesome. But I think that that's really cool because we're experiencing a lot of different elements from Heirloom in these tracks, whether it's those catchy choruses, the vocal build-ups, the whammy kind of riffs, the you know, kind of like Fit for King, God of Fire riffs, the I love those like kind of like big open riffs with like the noodling around in between them, especially if they're done correctly. And then we're also getting some really cool vocal styles here. And now my cat is awake, so let's just continue on here with Karma Conduit. Here we go, featuring Chris Winterholler.
Karma Conduit!
Oh. We're getting hardcore Heirloom here.
How many times must you hear the same thing before it begins to resonate? Sympathy is replacing. Will only be apologizing for not cutting things sooner than we did. I'll count the seconds between you and the earth.
This is the track that you put right in the middle of a set to wake the crowd back up. They're like, hey, we're still on stage.
Does it ever occur to you that others aren't the issue? I'll take up the
Slow it down.
roads.
Pan left, right.
You.
I guess this is just Mr. Winter Holler fella. Okay. So that was Karma Conduit. Okay. Really short, minute 40 track. Short, sweet, to the point, hardcore. I thought it was pretty cool, man. Heavy. I enjoyed it for what it was, man. I think I'd probably go about 7.5 on that. I really love those short, sweet, to the point, heavy kind of tracks. The feature was cool in there. Definitely a nice contrast to Nolan's vocals. And let's go on here now to Bear the Weight. It's an interlude, and we'll let it just go straight into Helms Deep, the closer track. Here we go. All right. Epic interludes. Oh, okay. I didn't expect any vocals in this.
How do I explain what I don't understand?
Yeah.
I found no repentance. And now I've tried to balance this life and grow from years I can't erase. But we will bear the weight.
Okay.
And take it to our greatness.
All right. Helms Deep.
My memories decay, I can't stay straight. I'm in my own way.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm alive. They should have replaced me 30 dozen times. But I can't keep wasting my life if I want a future that satisfies my soul, my being, my yearning to see. From the perspective of my mother's integrity, and to become
Is that a flute?
withering masterpiece. I'll leave a place for loved ones to share and weep. And the weight lay down and search the room.
More of those open riffs with like a little noodle in between. I'm digging it.
Could convey these words to you. Shout the truth, feel the love, break the neck. Touch the survivor, we'll bear the weight ourselves. We will grow from what we can't erase. Bear the weight, keep the light shining on this masterpiece. I've yet to create, but it's calling me. And now it's calling my name.
Oh.
Can you hear it? Voice beginning to call my name. I tried to bear the weight by myself, but it left me trying to face. I've gone out, I've listened, but your presence has still been missing. And I've been missing out on the never ending. Is my name in your book, or am I just pretending? I wonder if I've ever prayed.
Oh.
Been shouting to the void since when? But at last these phantom limbs survey time and nail again. Shout the truth, feel the love, break the neck. Touch the survivor, we'll bear
galloping riffs. Okay. It's a catchy melody for sure. All right. Helms Deep, the final track off of Heirloom's debut EP, The Furthest Corners. I thought that this track here, I wish it was a little bit more harder hitting, but it did have those really cool impacts. And then it took me a minute to figure out with that chorus, but it was catchy. Like that, I listened to it a couple times because I think it went through twice throughout the track, if I'm not mistaken. And I did get into it. I thought it was actually pretty catchy. So I think that I probably put this right on par, with Leshen and Karma Conduit. I still think the title track, The Furthest Corners, is probably my favorite. But we got a collection of 7s and 7.5s, and let's pull out the calculator here and see what a final grade for these gentlemen looks like here. All right, here we go. We got 8, 7, 7, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7.5. Divide that by 70 since we're not grading the interlude. 73.5, 73.5%. Yeah, I mean, I think that, I just think that this is just, this is really rock solid material here. I think, just from an overarching perspective on everything. Vocally, Nolan has kind of like that one tone kind of scream. He can even go a little bit higher in some parts that we saw here, which is cool, but I know that he does the cleans as well. So that's really cool. I'm fine with that range. I think that that's solid. I thought that the feature on Karma Conduit was a nice contrast, especially for the sonic nature of the track. The guitar work, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. You got like the hardcore stuff. You have, the big, chorus sounding riffs. You have the shreddy kind of riffs. You have the whammy. There's a lot of really cool guitar work here. I really enjoyed parts of some of these songs where the bass would really cut through and you could really feel the bassiness of the tracks. The drums, really solid backbone throughout. I don't really remember hearing anything that was like super like whoa, but it was a really, really solid backbone. And I think overall, with their next material here, I think that you guys were really like on the cusp of something really cool in terms of like catchy hooks and stuff like that with Helms Deep and Accuser. But I hope that we see more of that develop in the future material and some more hard-hitting stuff. I really liked the key work that was implemented throughout in some of these tracks here too, especially like with the Furthest Corners. That to me was kind of like the hook of that track, really. So really rock solid stuff going on here. Nothing to really complain about. It's just, I'm hoping, obviously this is your debut EP. So a lot better than True Shot's debut EP. I'm going to be totally honest with you there. So I just hope that as we develop more, you guys develop more, not we, but as you guys develop more and kind of, find your sound a little bit more, we get those things that really make, heirloom, and then just kind of tighten up on some of like the catchiness and stuff like that. Because I think that there's some parts that could be really big sounding here. Or there's some choruses that I noticed in some of the tracks where they were just a little bit too Jekyll and Hyde for my taste. But either way, I still think that, overall, if you guys want to listen to some rock solid metalcore, Heirloom is for you. I know they're going to be playing at Blue Ridge Rock Festival, which is going to be awesome. And I look forward to what these guys have coming out in the future, because these guys, if this is ground zero for the band, it's only going up from here, and I think this is a really awesome foundation to build off of because all the pieces are there. You guys didn't kind of stick to one sound here. You kind of experimented, with the Slipknotty sections, the Australian metalcore stuff, the big, open riffs with the noodling in between. Cool stuff. And I look forward to more Heirloom in the future. But there you guys have it. There's my reaction and review to Heirloom's debut EP, The Furthest Corners. If you want to follow me on social media, all those links are down below, as well as my Twitch, where I stream every Monday and Saturday night. And also my Patreon, where tier start as low as $1. And until the next one, peace.